Om Tat Sat. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Humble prostrations to the universal divine energy in the form of Worshipful Adi Shankaracharya ji, my worshipful Guru, Sri Swami Jyotirmayananji Maharaj, to all sages and saints of the world, and to you divine souls watching this video. Today we are going to start with verse number 4 of the Bhaja Govindam scripture written by Adi Shankaracharya ji, and we covered verses 1 to 3 yesterday, and today we are covering verse number 4. I have contemplated, and I think it's better to just cover one verse in each session, because A, it will take less time, and B, it will also help us introspect deeper into that one verse, so we can contemplate on it and then have the next verse the following day. So I hope this arrangement works better. Leave me comments or your thoughts as well. So let's get started on verse number 4 today. नलनी दलगत जलमति तरलम तद्वजीवित मतिशय चपलम विद्धि व्याध्य भीमान ग्रस्तम लोकं शोकहतं च समस्तं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते संप्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहीं रक्षति जुकुन करने. So this is the verse, and I will explain the meaning now. But I just wanted to also tell you that after each verse, I will also be repeating the first verse, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Drukun Karane, because that's the very focal point of our getting stuck in the world and thinking the world is real. And in this case, I had covered the shloka, verse number 1, yesterday. Nahi Nahi Rakshati means the grammar rules are not going to help you during your last breath or departure from this earth. And Drukun Karne, or grammar rules or dictionary that the old man was using, is a metaphor. It's, don't be looking for the dictionary itself. It applies to every one of us. Whatever attachments we have to the world is that dictionary that Shankaracharya ji is talking about. What does that mean? That means not having thought of God. So every other thought is a form of that grammar rule that's not going to help us. So I hope I made that point clear. So let's go on with verse number 4 now. And here he's saying Nalani Dalagat Jalmati Taralam. That means that life is as ephemeral or as uncertain as water drops on a lotus leaf. If you have seen them, you see how they shake around and they can fall off any time. So Shankaracharya ji says, be aware that the whole world is troubled by disease, ego and grief. Tadvat jivita matishay chapalam vidhi vyadhabhimana grastam. So life is very unstable, very uncertain. It looks permanent. We think we are here forever, but we see every single day, we see people dying, whether in the news or our whole life is shaken up when it happens to our own relatives and so on. So this is where Shankaracharya ji is guiding us in verse number 4, that life is very uncertain, just like a water on the lotus leaf. And then he points out that Vidhi Vyadhya Bhimana Grastam. Vidhi means that this body is consumed by disease, and on top of that we have Abhiman. Abhiman is ego and arrogance. So we are diseased with all these kind of things, that not only do we have troubles externally, we also have internal troubles. And the whole of existence, lokam shoka hatam cha samastam. So the entire world is riddled with grief. We are attached from the outside and inside, and that's what Shankaracharya ji is trying to guide us to get away from this attachment. Age and time from outside is attacking us, while from the inside we are getting attacked by disease, selfishness, desires, lust, control, anger, ego, jealousy, all these things. So we are caught up with all these things, and ego is the most formidable issue that we have to grapple with from the inside. And Shankaracharya ji is reminding us that let's concentrate on Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. Let's chant the name of Govinda to guide us, and let us stop wasting our precious life, because it is indeed very precious. I will narrate a small story from the Ramayana. So the next day, all the preparations have been done for Lord Rama to be coronated the king, and everybody is excited in the whole city, and all the decorations are going on. And on the side are Rama's sandals, and then there is this crown that he was going to be coronated with. So the crown and the sandals are having a small conversation. The crown is full of ego and full of happiness, thinking he will be crowned, he as the crown will be sitting on Lord Rama's head, and that's what will give him the king identity, and he was very proud of that. So and then he looked at the sandals with sneering eyes and with a lot of ego, and he told the sandal, look at you, oh little sandal, you are just going to be the dust of Rama's feet, and you will be treated in a really bad way. We leave you outside, and then look at me as the crown. Everybody would revere me, and everybody would recognize my glory. And the poor sandal said, he says, oh crown, I'm very happy being a sandal. I'm very happy being the dust of the lotus feet of Sri Rama. So I'm perfectly fine being who I am. In any case, you know what happened after that. The very next day, Lord Rama was asked to go to forest, and instead of becoming the king, he had to spend that time in exile. So at that time, Bharata, who was Lord Rama's brother, cried when he found out what had happened in his absence. So he ran to, and he took his whole army with him to bring Lord Rama, his elder brother, so he could come back and rule the kingdom. But Lord Rama refused. He says, Raghukula Reeta Sada Chali Aayi, Pran Jaye Par Vachan Na Jaye. Whatever promise I have made to my father, I have to keep his honor, his word, so I'm not going to go back. So as a memory and as a token of his rulership, and Bharat was so humble and so dedicated to his brother, he says, I cannot rule, so you have to give me something. And he took Rama's sandals that Lord Rama had worn, and he took the sandals and put them on his head with reverence. And then he placed the same sandals that were being ridiculed by the crown on the throne. And for 14 years, those sandals resided on the throne of Ayodhya, where they were revered every single day. And the crown was put in a closet, not to be used for that long a time. So time and space can change any time for anybody. So therefore, if you are in good position, good power, always stay very humble, very dedicated. And if you think life is totally hopeless on the other side for you, don't despair. Like the sandals, you can also be glorified. So the real happiness resides within you, and that's the essence that Shankaracharya ji is trying to guide us. And also this little anecdote from Ramayana, that let us not get caught up with our ego. Let us continue on with faith. So I hope this verse helped you. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.